স্মার্ট হাং এবং গ্ল্যামার মোটরসাইকেলের উপর চলছে অবিশ্বাস্য ছাড়, 5 বছরের ওয়ারেন্টি সহ। তবে আর দেরি কেন, আজই বুঝে নিন আপনার হিরো।
Has allowed the Comilla Victorians to come back into this game. Going for about 9.5 runs per over. Now they pull it back to 8.5. Going to be Rashid Khan. Now this can be quite a slippery customer. You never know what to expect from him. Really mixes up his bowling. That's the feeling for him. Too many close fielders. There's one at short 5 where the last catch was taken. The slip. More than anything else. Kept on holding its line.
He's coming in from the pavilion and ATS is still in there, and I thought this was a good shot. Maybe just going down the leg side. Lovely delivery from Rashid Khan. They were really pulled it back. Shamim, if you look at the way they batted, it's 63 for 1 in the first 6 overs, and the next 6 they've just given up a 39 and also picked up a wicket. So they put up the brakes. Let's have a look at of this wicket, how he picked up that wicket of Munaweda, trying to scoop it behind that fielder, but he just didn't get enough from the bat. It's an easy catch in the end from Marilyn Samuels. So it's been good work from Comilla Victorians.
There goes Shomo Shakar again. He managed to get clout one with that reverse early in his innings, but on that occasion he missed out completely. It's the LBW shout, and you can see there's nothing on the bat when it strikes. Possibly see him going down the leg side. There you go. And that's confirmation of that. Missing the wickets. But as I said, it was an initial thought from us that Rashid Khan will manage to trouble the batsman. He disguises his bowls so very well. Can't even read his googlies. Pretty evident. You'd see leg spinners getting the ball from the back of the hand when they bowl the googlies. He doesn't. Ball to the left-hander now. And that was one.
Yeah, most occasionally you'll see him bowling the googly, the ball that goes away. He's actually bowling from the media end, which is a short seam end. Coming from the back of the hand, and look at the turn that he's getting.
And he had to reach for that. In the process, couldn't manage to find that gap he was striving for. To penetrate the gap between deep mid wicket and square leg that found the fielder. This is excellent work from Rashid Khan. That will be bowled by the fact that the team have come back well after being under the caution issue.
Yeah, 1 for 18 of 4 overs. Absolutely.
The captain, Misrarul Haq, comes in. It's the 5th innings in his BPL career, playing for the 2nd time. And he's coming at a position of strife, because all credit to the bowlers of the Comilla Victorians in coming back strongly, tying them up in knots, forcing them to play shots that's uncalled for. But this man can take a lot of credit for that effort by the bowlers. Saifuddin almost upending him. Yorker long delivery has to be dug out by Misra, and he opens his account with a streaky single.
I think it was the pressure, because they knew that they couldn't pick up a boundary, and they're looking to accelerate, and that's what happens when you are not sure what you want to do next. It was an opportunity. Obviously, if it had got some part of the bat, he might have just got away with it, but he missed it completely, and full credit to the youngster, Mohammad Saifuddin. Absolutely brilliant celebrations there.
Namo drive, and it's great down the throw of DJ Bravo. This is absolutely marvelous. They're really turning on the screws. The bowlers dominating here for the Comilla Victorians.
What an over this is turning out to be. I was talking about the pressure they have already created by not leaking away boundaries, and this is what can happen. Now this is the Anamal Agbijoy. Just a gentle chip shot, went straight to Bravo, who was fielding it long on. And he doesn't do any mistake. Another wicket for the youngster. He goes back. He's gone for 3. It's 107 for 4.
Luis Reese comes in, 20 over career, 481 runs. Good strike rate, that'll be needed. And push has been wonderful from Mohammad Saifuddin. 14 overs done, it's 107 for 4. Chittagong Vikings supporters are not going to be too happy with that. What a blistering start it was. Highest power play score. They were going at over 10 runs per over. And then suddenly they clawed it back. Initially checked the run rate, put the pressure back on the batsmen and forced them to play shots of indiscretion. In the process, they're back on top. Run rate down to 7.64, 107 for 4. And they'll be happy with that. Want the bowlers to continue. And the guy who can do this and is of course Rashid Khan. That turned back sharply. Does not get too much air. Despite that, he managed to extract so much turn.
Yeah, he's here because of this. Another very good from Mohammad Saifuddin. A really good delivery, which is fuller. And just didn't go too hard at it. They just felt that he just checked his shot. It's just a gentle chip, and it went straight to long on.
Reese sweeps, and it's going to find the gap between the wicket and square leg, and he'll be happy with that. Nice way to get your innings underway.
Finally a boundary. It is a very good sweep shot coming from the middle part of the bat. It took them 43 deliveries to pick up a boundary. And what a way to get this one from Luis Rees. It looks good.
Nelson up. And it's up in the air. Chance of a catch. Oh, just falling short. Well, he must have had his heart in his mouth for a moment there. You can see that nervous smile on his face.
Look at how he has bowled, where he has bowled throughout the tournament. The majority of the balls have been pitched in good length area. Whether it's a leg break or a googly or a flipper. And he's really bowled, but mind you, he's bowled to right-handers and left-handed. That can see the lines have changed. But he's been absolutely brilliant. The moment he's bowled a little bit fuller, he's been punished.
That's the genuine spin, which is the spin was smothered, and that's what you got to do when Rashid Khan is bowling. Ensure you go to the pitch of the ball, play the angle the bat down into the ground, so that it does not induce an edge. The left-right combination also should be testing the bowler, but Rashid Khan equal to the task. It's got to slip, maybe another googly coming. There it is, and he beats the bat. Excellent bowling from Rashid Khan.
Good speed also, bowling a little bit quicker and a little bit flatter, and he goes away from the left-hander. Lovely delivery.
Sweeps again, this time a little backward or square. There's a fielder posted there, and a single is what they're going to get of the last ball of the 15th over. It's 114 for 4.
Oh, there was a huge opportunity for Chittagong Vikings to score 200 runs, considering the start they had. 71 in first 7 overs without losing a wicket. I beg your pardon, 1 wicket. Well, they got themselves to blame. Having lost 4 quick wickets, they have lost the initiative. However, they still have the firepower to finish off strongly. Mesbah is there. Then Lewis just joined him. He's looking positive as well. His highest score is 97 not out.
Yes, he got that in the English T20 competition for Derbyshire against Lancashire. 97 not out. So if you can get 97 in a T20 game, you can obviously bat. Also got Sikandar Raza to come. Guravardi Shuvo. They'd hope not to be leaving it down to 9-10 in Jack. Sunzamul, Subhashish and the poster boy, Taskin Ahmed. 114 for 4, certainly lost their way slightly. He likes that sweep shot. This time he finds the fielder. Managed to get the sweep shot against Rashid Khan, and so often we see particularly English players employing that sweep shot as their get-out shot.
Well, that's the thing for them, isn't it? If you're not sure whether it's a googly or a leg spinner, go for it. Play a sweep stroke. Get the bowler, especially the leg spinner, offline. And it has worked for them. I remember Graham Gooch and Mike Gatting started this ploy against the best spinners in the world and met success.
Yeah, and most famous of all Graham Gooch's sweeping innings was in a big World Cup semi-final way back in 1987.
And guess against who? India.
That was quite a turn-up for the books looking at that tournament. India and Pakistan expected to get to the final at the Eden Gardens. India swept out by Graham Gooch, and Pakistan were outdone by Australia and Karachi.
That was a heartbreak for both the countries. And when I say heartbreak, because both the sides were playing excellent cricket.
Yeah, it was the Gaddafi, I beg your pardon, the other semi-final. Australia ended up playing England. Eden Gardens still put on a full house, but not the two teams they wanted to watch. And that was the occasion when the same sweep shot that had got them into the final got them out of the final, thanks to Mike Gatting playing it in reverse.
Yeah. They should have stuck to something which had worked for them. Got him. DJ Bravo in action again. You can't count him out. He's a sort of a cricketer. He'll produce something special when his team requires it the most. That's his second.
Wow, when you talk about Yorkers and you're teaching a youngster how to York a batsman, that's how you do it, and that's how you celebrate. Yep, youngsters, look at all. Look at the full package. TJ Bravo gets rid of Louis Rees for 9. The Vikings 118 for 5. That's a big, big wicket. And looks like the umpires will look for the second of our Bosundhara LP Gas strategic timeouts.
This November,
there he goes again. That's huge. That's on the roof. That is miles up there.
live and exclusive on Willow.
There we want it. Here he goes. First runs of the VPL. Almost goes all the way.
That's a cracking shot.
It's going to go to home, and that's got it. Super bottom. Talking about fireworks. Here's something for you.
Okay, bowling.
Bangladesh Premier League, live and exclusive on Willow Extra.
Chittagong Vikings in all sorts of trouble after a lightning quick start in the power play and even at the end of 10 overs when they were almost 100. Now they're 118 for 5, which is 4 overs and a delivery to go. Lost all their power hitters and their international man walks out to the middle. Sikandar Raza grew up in Pakistan, went on to study in Scotland while his family had moved to Zimbabwe, and then himself decided to go to ply his cricketing trade in Zimbabwe. And he's coming off some serious form against the West Indies recently. A disappointing outing for Zimbabwe themselves, but a 50 in each innings and a 5-fer just a couple of weeks ago.
That's a familiar sight. Misfielding resulting in a single in this game. End of the over after 16 overs. Chittagong Viking 119 for 5.
Al-Amin comes back into the attack. He's had the ball following him around. Could have taken. Maybe the safest place to put him is give the ball to him to bowl. From the Shah Cement end, that's the near end of the ground, the media end. The other end of the ground where this fabulous stand is, where the players are, is the AKS Steel end.
Well, ideal for him to come and bowl. Both the batsmen are fresh at the crease, and it's got a peculiar action, and for the batsman to get used to it requires some time, and in the process he could do a very good job for his side.
Perfect Yorker from Bravo. Under the bat, crashes into the base of the stumps. Interesting action he has, Al-Amin. He's got his arms flaying all over the place. Sometimes coaches might tell you that'll make you lose control a little bit, but you've got to let everyone develop their own action, provided they aren't doing anything illegal with their arm.
Well, subtle adjustment, I believe in. But wholesale changes in an action, I don't believe in. I've seen so many great talents being ruined because of the coaches. He's got a very nice and smooth run up, and here it gets peculiar and difficult for the batsman to get adjusted very quickly. Gives him advantage, mind you. Even a bad delivery like this wasn't dealt with properly.
Yeah, Misbah doesn't quite look as fluent yet. It's the other DJ on the field, DJ Bravo with ball in hand. We've got DJ at the ground entertaining us, entertaining this big crowd, getting bigger. By this evening, I can tell you it's going to be a full house. They're coming back for a second. That's good running. Need to put the fielders under pressure, especially when you're on the back foot as a batting side now, and you've really had this game turned around.
Well, you've got to admire Misbah Haq. Have a look. Still very agile. Still fleet-footed, Misbah, at the age of 43. Commendable.
Fluently driven, but the result just a single. The boundaries continue to be few and far between. 124 for 5. Three overs to go, 124 for 5. There was a time when the Chittagong Vikings were looking at 200. The way Ronki had started with Shomo Sarkar. What a turnaround from the Comilla Victorians bowlers. Arafat Sunny the other day bowled just the 1 over, today just the 2, but the other bowlers have really made the difference. Rashid Khan's always tight. Bravo's come with 2 wickets. And the pick of the bowlers has been Mohammad Saifuddin. 2 for 14 in his 3. He's been absolutely brilliant.
And he's the reason why. And that was a good delivery. No clue whatsoever. He was playing for a wrong gun. Turned away. Good contest.
Well, the real story of the innings has been the boundaries that flowed in the first 8 overs. 8 4s and 5 6s. And we've just had 1 in the last 10 overs. And look at Bravo's bowling so much fuller. There are times when he can be a little short in length, especially his slower deliveries, but he's kept it full. And that white ball near the base of the stumps, that Yorker.
Fuller and straighter is the key, isn't it? As long as a bowler, you force the batsman into playing the strokes with the vertical bat, you're safe. 2 Bravos. Younger one complimenting the elder one.
Oh dear, oh dear. He's in the eye of the storm, is Alameen. Catch is going to him, and he was not expecting that ball to turn. He should have. Misbah slashed at it, and it almost turned like a beautiful off break and almost outfoxed Alameen. Have a look at this. Bowling side are right on top here. Rashid Khan will finish off another excellent spell. He's in his last delivery. He's just gone for 20. May not have taken wickets today, but compensates for it by bamboozling the opposition. Misbah will be on strike for the final ball of Rashid Khan's spell. Ambles across for a single. 12 deliveries to go. The boundaries are still not coming. 128 for 5.
First 10 overs belonged to the batting side. We saw a rollicking start. 91 runs were gathered. Bowled in. Well, what a big wicket under the circumstances where Chittagong Vikings wanted to finish strongly. Captain has been removed. Off stump, knocked back. What a sight for the fast bowler. And you can say confidently, Vikings in a spot of bother. After losing Misbah for 6, it's 128 for 6.
New batsman in, Sarwar Deshuva is up and running the very first ball.
And gives plenty to cheer about for the crowd as well, isn't it? Very good prospect, Alameen.
Just talking about the crowd, it's so very good to see, despite the fact that local boys are not playing. Quite a few supporters from Comilla. Well, Comilla is closer to Sylhet than Chittagong. I'd have imagined they'd have more supporters in, making that short trek from Comilla to Sylhet about 4 hours by bus, car. It's Sikandar Raza on strike now. Now he's got to force this innings because they're really lagging behind. Slow delivery, waits on that one, smashes it, but he finds the fielder in the deep. Just a single. This is absolutely marvelous. A wonderful comeback for the Comilla Victorians. He exposed his intentions a little too early. Bowler saw it, bowled it wide. All he could do is turn the bat, flat bat it for a single to finish the 19th over. 133 for 6. Into the last over, Chittagong Vikings must be very disappointed. What a blistering start it was. Fireworks all around. First 10 overs, almost 9.5 runs per over, and then suddenly it was clawed back. Disciplined bowling by the Comilla Victorians bowlers, and it has really paid off. They've come back so strongly in the second half of this game.
Well, if I have to give credit to one bowler, it has to be Saifuddin, who applied the brakes, allowed other bowlers to attack on the batsman.
Can he carry on the good work? It seems he has. The ball's flying away. Fielders coming underneath that one. Got it again. Rashid Khan does not make a mistake. And the wonderful work by Mohammad Saifuddin continues.
And it's the third wicket for Saifuddin. Not only he's been economical, but threatening at the same time. He hasn't got express pace, but the disciplines he has definitely troubled the batsman. Celebration, he's not celebrating. He departs after 3, and it's 133 for 7.
Raza is going to be on strike because the batsman changed over when the catch was taken, and almost yoking himself trying to dig that ball out. Gone through for 1. That's all they're going to get. And brings in the new batsman Sanzam Al Islam, who is now about to take strike. Now he's got just 4 deliveries left. Not much time. 48 runs so far in his BPL career. The next 4 balls he faces are going to be very, very important. Wants to get as many runs as possible.
As many as possible, that's what you're saying. So far, Saifuddin hasn't conceded a boundary in this tournament. Oh, they need luck, and a lot of it. In the air, only a single.
I can't believe this. He's bowled in 2 innings and he hasn't given away a boundary in a 2020 a match. This is his 3rd wicket. He had his shades on and he was also cupping upper cup catch taken by Rashid Khan. Look at those figures. 3 for 16 in this one. Not a single boundary. Along the ground or over the ropes. Exceptional. Wonderful ball.
He has bowled within his limitations. He's weighted the pace.
Raza is going to be on
Never
strike.
earned line.
Changed over when the catch was taken.
There's a chance on the first boundary. Let's see.
All for 1.
Oh yes. Finally, he concedes a boundary. What a relief for the batsman.
Relief for the batsman. I thought he was heading for some kind of record. Bowling in 2 games without a boundary being given, but that's not the meaty part of the bat. Got the big outside part, and it's a bit of a teaser for the 2 fielders chasing after it. Eventually, the ball wins the race. Boundary after 32
as many as possible.
deliveries.
That's
Can
what
you
you're
just
saying.
believe it?
So
This is
far,
absolutely
Saifuddin
marvelous.
hasn't
Also,
conceded
credit
a
must be
boundary
given to the
in
fielders,
this
giving the
tournament.
bowlers that much support. Taking
Oh,
the catches.
they need luck,
2 more
and
deliveries
a
left.
lot of it. In the air, only a single.
Really deceived him with
believe
that one. He's bowled in 2 innings and hasn't given away a boundary in a 2020 a match. This is his 3rd wicket. He had his shades on and he was also cupping
disguised
upper
and
catch
beautifully
taken by
bowled.
Rashid Khan. Look at those figures. 3 for 16 in this one. Not a single boundary.
Impressive bowling from
Along the ground or over the
Saifuddin.
ropes. Exceptional. Wonderful ball.
Oh, did he put walkers within his limitations? Personal, 2 boundaries in the last over. He has conceded and allowed Chittagong to finish at 143.7. There's a chance on the first boundary. Let's see.
Initially,
Oh yes. Finally,
was on the
he
card.
concedes a boundary. What a relief for the batsman.
Relief for the batsman. I thought he was heading for some kind of record. Bowling in 2 games without a Comilla Victorians can take a lot of credit for being part of the caution. Big outside boundary. Eventually, a bit of a teaser for the 2 fielders chasing after it. Eventually, the ball wins the race. Boundary after 32 deliveries.
That's
Can
what
you
you're
just
saying.
believe it?
So
This is
far,
second plan.
Saifuddin hasn't
Also,
conceded
first
a
one
boundary
was given
haywire
to the
in
fielders,
this
giving
tournament.
the bowlers that much
Plan B,
support.
and that's
Taking
all
the
they
catches
like.
saw today.
All they need. First 9 overs, a lot of Chittagong Vikings, and after that, only a saw a strong comeback.
Really deceived him with
Thanks
that.
to the bowlers.
He's bowled in 2
Saifuddin,
innings.
Rashid
Given
Khan,
away a
DJ
boundary
Bravo,
in a 2020
everybody
a
contributed,
match. This
and
is
not to
his
forget
3rd
the
wicket.
fieldsman. Disguised and beautifully
Because the
bowled.
body language tells you that it was a 3 for 16 in this one outing. Not so far, Chittagong Vikings,
bowling
as you
from
can notice, 40 and 38 in the
Thank
top.
you, teams.
Blistering start, looking to take away things from the Comilla team. But then, the scores. Not
His
his
walkers
scores.
within his limitations. Personal, 2 boundaries in the last over. He has conceded. Forget about the first allowed Chittagong to finish at 143. There's a chance on the first boundary. Let's see. DJ Bravo. Finally, he concedes a boundary. What a relief for the batsman.
Relief for the batsman. I thought he was heading for some kind of record. 2 games without a Comilla Victorians can take